Hi, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, we will be talking about the numerable and countable sets. Okay, so we will start first with the concept of equivalence. So a set, let's say A, is equivalent to, let's say, B, and we write this symbol, this one, A wiggle B, if there exists a function, and this function is this one from A to B, which is 1 to 1 and on 2. Ibig sabihin, this guy here is bijective. Now, magiging ano daw sila, equivalent, kapag magkakaroon ka ng bijection ay ganito. Okay, ibig sabihin, the function f is then said to define one-to-one correspondence between these two sets. Okay, so by the notion of this equivalence, we will now start defining what do we mean when we say finite. So a set A is finite if and only if your A here is empty or A here is equivalent to a set 1 to n. That is for some n in n. So otherwise, this is infinite. Yan. So clearly, two finite sets are equivalent if and only if they contain the same number of elements. Okay, hence, for a finite set, equivalence corresponds to the usual meaning of two sets containing the same number of elements. So let's consider this for example. Let's say I have n here that contains 1, 2, and this one. And we also have our E here that contains 2, 4, 6, and this one, and so on. If you create a function from n to e defined by sending x to 2x, this guy here is both 1 to 1 and on 2. This is pretty obvious. So 1 to 1 siya, on 2 din siya. So this is bijective, tama? This means that your n here is equivalent to e. Okay, another illustration. Let's say I have a function, and the function is the set negative 1 to 1. So it's an interval set. And this is maps to R. And we define this by sending x that sends 2 x over 1 minus the absolute value of x. And as you can see, this is 1 to 1 and on 2. And I want you to verify on that, assuming that you already have the background and knowledge of what does it mean when we talk about 1 to 1 and on to function. So this means to say that your interval, this negative 1 to 1, is equivalent to the set of real numbers. Basically, observe that an infinite set can be equivalent to a proper subset of itself. This is property that is considered true for infinite sets generally. So the relation in any collection of sets defined by A wiggle B is an equivalence relation. Okay. Let's recall muna, ano nga ang ibig sabihin ng equivalence relation? Ibig sabihin, at the same time, this must be reflexive. Tama? Number 2, this must be symmetric. And this must be transitive. Okay. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? Let's consider a set S. So, together with this relation, so basically for all S, for all small s in S, so S is related to S. And for all S and R in S related to R implies R related to S. And for transitivity, for all S, R, and T in S, so S related to R and R related to T, then your S must be related to T. So yan yung equivalence relation. So patunayan natin yan. So let's say this C is the collection. Kinaka-draft lang to ha, kayo na bahala mag-simplify nito or mag-formalize ng proof. So your A, B, and C are elements of your collection. So this is a collection of sets, of course. And the wiggle is defined by A related B if and only if there exists a bijective function F that maps from A to B. Yan. So we will see if that is really an equivalence relation. Okay, now let's start the proof. Define this one sending from A to A. And this mapping is actually defined by this. So every time you plug in the X, ang lalabas X pa rin. So in fact, as you can see, this is pretty obvious as bijective. Thus, your A is related to A. So this guy is reflexive, is bijective. Yan. Okay. So reflexive na siya. Now, let's double check the other. So assume A is related to B. Okay, so if A is related to B, what does it mean? Nakadraft lang to. There exists a bijective function F from A to B. But observe that since F is bijective, anong implication niya? Dahil bijective siya, meron siyang n inverse, tama? That sends B to A. And we have this property already from the set theory before. This is also bijective. So therefore, your B is related to A. So symmetric na siya. So lastly, for transitivity, let's assume A related to B and B related to C. So what's the implication? Implication here, there exists bijective functions. So the first bijection is from A to B, and the second bijection is from B to C. Now, if you have these two functions, then this is pretty obvious. I can consider this G circle F. So this is a composition. So dahil composition, pwede siya kasi yung codomain naman ni F is the same as the domain of the G. So this is sending from A to C. And because we assume that this is bijective, and in our set theory, the composition of two bijective function is also bijective. So this means this is bijective. And because this is bijective, therefore, your A is related to C. Therefore, it's transitive. So, yung claim natin kanina, it's an equivalence relation. So, if you have clarification, please let me know. Now, let's talk about the numerable set. So, first is a set X is denumerable and is said to have cardinality. Let's say it's an aleph null. This one. Okay. If and only if it is equivalent to this one. So in other words, a set X is the numerable if you can find a function from this n to x, and this function is bijective. And by virtue of this definition of denumerability, kasi alam natin yung denumerable, dapat equivalent siya. Or you can actually create a function which is bijective from that set to the set of natural numbers. Now, by virtue of this denumerability, ibig sabihin, we can define what do we mean when we say countable set. So a set A is countable. Ipalitan ko na lang to siya ng X. So a set X is countable if and only if X is finite or X is denumerable. Okay. So let's consider this for example. So let's say we have an infinite sequence. We have A1, A2, A3, and so on. So this sequence, this is of distinct terms, and this guys is this denumerable. So for a sequence is essentially a function. Let's say I'm gonna define f of n, and the output is a sub n. So ibig sabihin, whenever you have a domain, this is a set of natural number. So the output is your AIs. Okay. So in this case, your AN are distinct. The function in this case here is 1 to 1 and on to. And accordingly, this set here, 1, 1/2, 1/3, and so on. This set another here is 1, -2, 3, -4, and so on. These are actually the numerable. Okay, so we have the first theorem here. It says here that every infinite set contains a denumerable set. So ibig sabihin, whenever you have an infinite A, so your A here is infinite, may nag-i-exist tayong isang element, isang subset dyan ni A, such that this guy here is denumerable. Okay, ibig sabihin, dahil sa pagiging infinite ni A, yung B mo is equivalent to this N. Or in other words, you have a mapping F from N to B such that this mapping is bijective. Okay. Now, for us to be able to show this, instead, I'm gonna show F, this one, and this is bijective so that we can conclude that this A contains a subset which is the numerable. Now, you might be thinking, bakit si A hindi si B? Actually, this is just equivalent. Yung sinasabi natin ganito, yeah, like your B is this one. So, in other words, ang dapat nating kunin is there exists B, no? Subset ni A with the equivalent to N. Actually, this statement kasi is just equivalent. There exists an injective function. This one. So they are just equivalent. Yan. So, patunayan muna natin equivalent bago natin ipakita yung yung subset na magiging denumerable. Okay. Gamit ako ng iba because this is just not part of the proof of the original statement. This is just to show that this statement is equivalent. Okay, so suppose B is a subset of A. And let's say our G here is this one. And this is bijective. Okay. So, nakadrop lang tong blue ha. The inclusion, this one, the injective function gives this F equals I circle G. So it's a composition that maps N to A. Now remember, your G here is bijective. So this is injective, of course. This implies that your F is injective, implying that your N here implies A. This is actually bijective. Okay. So that means this one implies this. So let's do the converse. So let me define this one here, the set B, which is equal to F of the square bracket N. So ibig sabihin, this implies that your B here is a subset of A, no? Tama? Further, ibig sabihin yan, F here is bijective. So dahil bijective siya, ibig sabihin, B here is denumerable. So, by means of denumerability, parang eto lang yung gagamitin natin instead of B yan. So in this case, we are actually not mapping all of A to N. We are just embedding N inside A. Yan yung context dito. We will now prove, and this is just a draft. So A is infinite, and we define recursively. So suppose A is infinite. We define recursively A0 equals A. So if AN is defined and AN is non-empty, then we choose A sub N kasi alam naman natin non-empty, di ba? And define AN plus 1 equals AN minus the set A sub N. So parang ang AN plus 1, parang binawasan natin yan. Okay. Since AN is infinite naman, removing finitely many elements never exhausted. Alam natin yan kasi infinite naman siya eh. Thus, your AN is non-empty. Because being AN non-empty, hence, we obtain a sequence of non-empty sets. And let's say this is the AN, N in N. And since, again, AN is non-empty, for all N, there exists a function. And this function, this one, such that your F of N is an element of AN. And we're gonna prove this by induction that ang ipapakita natin is your Fn, sorry, ito palang symbol natin, F of N is not an element of this one. Yan. So that magiging disjoint siya. Indeed, by construction, your AN equals A minus this one, F of 0, F of N minus 1. This makes sense. Hence, all values are distinct. And because of that, your F is bijective. So, may pakita natin yung F being bijective. So, let us define B, the F square bracket N. Now, since your F is injective. That means your F from N to B is bijective. Tama. Dahil bijective siya, ibig sabihin, B is denumerable. That's it. So if you have question or clarification, please let me know. Okay, so we have another theorem here saying that every subset of a countable set is countable. So parang kumbaga, if your A is countable and then your B is a subset of A, this B is also countable. Yan yung gusto nating patunayan. Okay, so we'll prove this. So let A be countable and B a subset of A. So, kasi di ba alam naman natin yung definition ng countability na whenever a set is countable, ibig sabihin it is finite or denumerable. So there are two cases for that. So, hatiin na lang natin for draft. So case 1, your A is finite. Ang case 2 naman, your A is denumerable. So nakadrop lang to ha. So whenever a set A is finite, ibig sabihin, every subset of A is also finite. This implies that if B is a subset of A, which is na-assume na pala natin dito. So hindi ko na ito susulat dito, no? So this implies B is finite. And by definition, because this is finite, this implies your B is countable. So for case 2 naman, when A is denumerable. Okay. So dahil denumerable si A, there exists a bijective function. And this bijective function F, this maps from A to N. And so we can list all elements, tama, of A as, let's say this one. Malist ko siya because there is a one-to-one correspondence from A to N. So I have this A1 and so on, where your F of AN is equal to N. So let us consider B, which is now the subset of A. Okay. So dalawa lang ang cases nito. It's either B is finite or B is infinite. Pero, I'm sorry, infinitely count, yeah, it's infinite. But if B is finite, then we're done. So let us consider the case where B is infinite. So since B is a subset of A, every element of B appears somewhere in the sequence A1, let's say A2, and so on. So let us define this. Your N1 equals the minimum of all the N such that your AN is an element of B. And your N2 is the minimum of N greater than N1 such that AN is an element of B. And your N3 is equal to the minimum of N greater than N2 such that AN is an element of B. Now, if we're gonna continue the sequence process, we would have AN1, AN2, and so on, which are exactly the elements of B. Ito na lang kayo na bahala magsulat dyan. So what does it mean? Hence, the mapping H from N to B is bijective. Therefore, B is the numerable. So that means this proves the claim na the subset B is also the numerable. And so, because it's the numerable, this is countable. That's it. So if you have question or clarification, please let me know. Okay, so we have the next theorem. It says here that whenever you have a set containing A1, A2, and so on, and this set is the numerable, this joint class of the numerable sets. So ibig sabihin daw, the numerable, this joint class of the numerable sets. So bawat isa dun. Then the union of all AIs, it's a countable union. This in this case here, this is the numerable. So how do we prove that that is true? So to prove that, let's define this map. Let's say I have a map like this. It's a P from the set of natural numbers cross n, sending to the union of I from 1 to infinity. And this map is defined by this ij, and the result is aij. Now, observe that since your ai are disjoint, ibig sabihin nito, every element of the union appears exactly once as some aij. So, ibig sabihin, thus, your union of I from 1 to infinity is bijective with this one. But as you can see, your n cross n is equivalent to n. Therefore, this union of I from 1 to infinity, is equivalent to n. Okay, so the last theorem that we have in this video is that you have a set AI such that your I is an element of I, and this set here is a countable class of countable sets. That is, your I here is countable and your AI is also countable for each I in I. Then the union of this set containing AI is countable. So let's prove this. So since I is countable, ibig sabihin either I is finite, tama, by definition, or there exists a bijection. And the bijection is this one, from n to I. Di ba? By definition of being countable. So if I is finite, as the first case, the implication is the union is a finite union of countable sets. Hence, it is countable. So we're done in this part. So assume that if it's not finite, then I is the numerable. So because of that, using the bijection, this one, define your Vn to be this A side n. Okay. So the implication for that is then the union of I in I is equal to the union of Bn n in n. So because of that, it suffices to show that sabihin ko na lang to, if A1 and so on are countable, then the countable union of n from 1 to infinity is countable. Okay. Now, take a look into this. Since alam natin that your AN is countable, ibig sabihin, there exists a bijection, tama? And this bijection, let's say f sub n from the set of natural numbers to a sub n. Thus, your AN is, let's say this is the set of Fn of 1, Fn of 2, and so on. Kasi bijective, di ba? Now, let us define this map. So, let's define a map capital N. This is n cross n to the union of an. And your n is from 1 to infinity. And this mapping, let's say we define this mapping by f of nk. So, bali, yung n mo dito, galing dyan, and your k galing dyan. And this is defined by f sub n of k. This is pretty obvious. This is surjective, tama? Since, bakit siya surjective? If x is an element of the union of an, and from 1 to infinity, then there exists n such that your x is an element of an. But since f is surjective, why it's surjective? Because we assume, we know that f here is bijective. Then there exists k such that f sub n of k equals x. This implies that your f of nk is equal to x, implying that your f here is surjective. So, because of that, since this one is countable, ibig sabihin, we have this mapping psych from n to n cross n. Tama? Kasi alam natin, countable siya eh. So, ibig sabihin, namamap pala siya sa n. Tama? And this is actually bijective. I label this as bijective. And we define, let's say I have G equals F circle this one. So yung F na identify natin kanina, and this guy here is a bijective function. This is sending from n to the union of an, and from 1 to infinity. Okay. Tama ba? Yes, correct. Kasi 'di ba ang F mo is, balikan natin yung F. Okay, 'di ba ito yung codomain mo? So therefore, ito yung maging codomain dito. Okay. And this is the domain of this. Okay. As you can see, this is your G is surjective. Hence, our surjection G and to this one, this is countable. So if you have any question or clarification, please let me know. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. So if you have any question or clarification, please let me know so we can discuss on that. And for those who are new to this, please don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be updated on a lot of videos that I'll be uploading soon. Thank you and have a good day.